Right, so this is what the problem is. All this that's come out, I presume that's all the rubbish from the casting on the motor, and it's not very pretty in there, and all the gears are all very rusty, and so is the bearing as well, so that's all going to have to be done at some point. But hey ho, that's what they do. There we go, job done. Okay, so it's all nicely greased up now. All the new bearings are in. I haven't replaced the seal because that seal still looks okay. So the only thing we haven't got is the gasket for it, but I'm going to have to do a silicone gasket for that. So let's get this bolted back together, and then we'll see about the gasket. Okay. That is a new gasket for the windlass. The other one, I don't think it ever had one on, but it's meant to have one. And as I can't get one, I made one out of some old bit of an old rib. In fact, it was our rib. So that's come in handy. And that should stop the water getting in this time and stop all these bearings getting rusty. Now we've got this one here. There. Pulls it back in without any hands. So this is the water pump, what they call the raw water pump, which sucks up seawater and pushes it through the engine to keep the engine cool. This has developed a bit of a leak for some reason, and the impeller's still in reasonable good condition. I might change it anyway because there's a few. Actually, no, it's alright. So, let's see if the seal's gone on it. Okay, so this is the shaft out of the water pump, and the seal's gone on it, which has allowed seawater to get into these bearings here, which has made this bearing all rust up. So to get these off, you have to get these off, but there's a circlip in the middle, so that has to come off that way, and then that comes off that way. Or if you can get the circlip out, but you've got to split them to be able to get at it. So I'm just trying at the moment to split these apart to get, hopefully, something that will hopefully allow me to get that circlip out. Then I can just push them off. But as always, it's not playing ball. So as you can see, it's getting there. I've got the gap much bigger now, so it's almost. Oh!
Brilliant! Ta-da!
One down, one to go. So now I've got the one bearing off, I can get my bearing puller, which has been hiding in the bilges all these years, and this is the first time I've had a chance to use it. But basically, this is going to make it so much easier. There you go. Final moment is that. The second one off. Yay! Now to start rebuilding. So what I'm doing here is, these are called telltale holes, and they let the water out, so when the seal starts to deteriorate and starts leaking, which is what makes the bearings go rusty and that what stops the bearings working then. The trouble with those is, when it's in the position it's in, it's half full of water before it starts to leak. So what I'm going to do is I'm drilling a hole right at the bottom so that the water starts dripping straight away. Therefore I can replace the bearing before it damages the, replace the seal before it damages the bearings. So hopefully that's going to be a big improvement for this bit of kit. So we'll see how that goes. We've got the new bearings fitted, the two new seals with an extra seal to keep the water away from the bearings at the back if we do get another leak. And what I've got to do now is fit the impeller, which is this bit. Like so. And then we've just got to fit this back on, and then we're all done. I'll fit it back onto the engine, start it up, and Janny will be a happy girl.
I certainly will.
If she's not, she's in trouble. I'm just marking this up. So I've got to cut that piece out now because we've got to fit that through the hole, because it won't go through that hole, which we knew about all along. So this has always had to be the case. So we've now got to cut a big hole in our chart table bottom, which shouldn't be too bad, but here goes. This is where the hole suddenly appears.
Ta-da!
Okay, so we've cut the hole, as you can see. Nice bit of ventilation for the chart table. That will be sealed back up again, obviously. Now we're going to make sure this actually fits through it now, and it doesn't. Voila! Yay! So Jan's just brought me this, which she's just found on the cab roof. Now that is another job, because what that is a broken one of those. As you can see, that has come off and snapped off, which means I'm now going to have to go up the mast, because this is what connects to the sail track, and this is what goes into the mast, and that's what holds the sail track in position. So I've got to go up the mast, take this out, take that off. Now luckily I've got some of these already in the mast track, because we've had these snap before, so I've still got to go up, but then I've got to find a spare one of these and move it past some of these to get it to the position where I need it, which is very awkward. But hey ho, up the mast we go.